Hey, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do not really a follow-up video to a video that I watched recently, more of just like a complimentary video, I guess. I was watching Throttle Blip's video. I'll tag it down and below, and he was doing the power to weight ratio for Harley Davidson and which one's the top one. And it got me thinking, Harley Davidson riders don't usually go by horsepower. So I thought I'd look into the torque part. Anyways, let's get into it. So yeah, it was a great video that he put on, and then going through it, he talked about horsepower and the weight of each bike that he was doing. He was doing 5: the Pan America, the Nightster, the Lowrider S, the 114 Street Bob, and a Road Glide. 2 of them had the 117 motor. The other 2 of them had the Revolution Max, and one had the 114. And then he wanted everyone to ask, or he asked everyone what they thought was the highest power to weight ratio. Now, when I heard that, I was like, well, it's got to be the Pan America. It has the most horsepower out of all of them, and it's not that heavy of a bike. I guess like for an adventure bike, I think it's heavy, but for a Harley Davidson, it's not too heavy. But he paused it, and I went and looked at the comments. And when I saw the comments down there, it reminded me of that trend that was going around. We're Harley riders. Of course we like all other bikes. We're Harley riders. Of course we think a little bell on the bottom of our bike is going to protect us. We're Harley riders. Of course Harley Davidson isn't part of our personality. We're Harley riders. Of course we use torque to measure power instead of horsepower. Like even Harley Davidson never did horsepower. Or I guess they used to do it a long time ago, but until the Revolution Max, they never even advertised what horsepower was on any of the motors. And for the Milwaukee 8, they just added the horsepower numbers this year. I guess because they're creeping up a little bit more. So I want to find out which is the best power to weight ratio based on torque. So they are different numbers, and let's go over what the ranking was for the power to weight ratio for the horsepower, and then we'll switch it up with the torque. The top power to weight ratio was the Harley Davidson Pan America, which was 0.263, and all the way down with the Road Glide being the lowest power to weight ratio of 0.125. And as you can see, even here, you have the 2 Rev Max, and then the M8s come out after that. However, when we look at the power to weight ratio with torque, it actually moves it around quite a bit. The Lowrider S actually jumps up to the top, which with a 0.84, it has 125 foot-pounds. Second in that would be the Street Bob, which is a 0.182, which they are actually pretty close, with 119 foot-pounds of torque. Then the Pan America would drop to third with a 0.167, only 95 foot-pounds of torque, even though all that horsepower, the torque is down. I wouldn't say down, but it's the inverse, I guess. Then you have, actually, it's not even at the bottom, the Road Glide is actually 0.155 with 130 foot-pounds of torque. And then all the way down at the bottom with the torque of the Nightster S is 0.15 or 0.15 with only 72 foot-pounds of torque. So what do you guys think? As Harley riders, do we go ahead and not worry about the horsepower and just worry about the power to weight ratio for torque, or should we be looking at the horsepower now that Harley's actually putting out there what the actual horsepower numbers are? Anyways, until next time, later.